Okay, Zoltan, I'm going to spotlight you and me in just a second here, and also the other ambassador diamonds. I know are here, Debbie Wetzler and Alan Noble, and we'll have a little discussion first, but then we're going to open up for questions for you because you're breaking all records in this company, and people want to know what you're doing. And there are different approaches in this business, obviously. So, number one, let me spotlight you. I'll spotlight me. Let me spotlight Debbie. I'll spotlight Alan, which I didn't know you were even going to be here. If you want to be spotlighted, just take yourself off. But I mean, if it wasn't for Alan Noble, none of us would be here. Oh, I can't spotlight him. I can't spotlight you, Alan, because your camera's not on. So I won't. Um, okay. So, hey, everybody, we got a lot of people here. What do we got? About 80 people just about here. And it's a great day here that we put this together halfway last night and part this morning. But we have a special guest here, and it's a chance to pick his brain because he is the fastest growing person distributor in the company. He came in long after me and has surpassed where I am, Zoltan, and his beautiful wife on it. We will see in Scotland on the diamond trip in about 4 weeks, 5 weeks from now. But first of all, thanks for doing this, Zoltan. Number one.
I learned all the knowledge from the leaders who are here today and with the company, of course, but your videos is still, what you did, and it's time to pay back a little bit. I cannot promise that I pay back everything, but a little bit I can pay back. Hopefully, we will see. Yeah. Thank
Well,
you.
well, thank you. And I know you've used a lot of my videos to help build your business. And every time I see you, you always thank me. It makes me really smile because when I first met you, Zoltan, I had just come off a stage at one of the conventions, and I was walking back, and you pulled me aside and said, "Can I talk to you for a minute?" I didn't know who you were. Were you a gold then or a platinum? I can't remember.
Gold, I think.
Gold. Yeah, I didn't know you. And we said, "Can you talk for a minute?" And people always ask to pick our brains. And we walked out into the outside of the room and talked, and you introduced yourself, and and you said you really appreciate the videos and you've been using it to build your business. And you said to me, you said, and I think I was already ambassador double or something, and you said, "I will be where you are, and I just want to thank you for what everything you've done." And and a lot of people say that, like I'm going all the way, but they don't. They don't. They're not either motivated enough or coachable enough or consistent enough to do it. Anybody can do it. But when you said it to me, I went back to Wendy and I said, I just met a guy. I think he's dead serious. And we're going to end up being on diamond trips with him because, we go on these diamond trips together and it's just fantastic. And here you are. I mean, you're presidential diamond. You've shown people, even with the company having some issues with their marketing and IT, which is now everything's being fixed. A lot of people go two steps forward, one step back. You've just gone forward, 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 and people want to know how and why. Um, I know that maybe you can give your thoughts on what we experienced at the Diamond meeting about what's coming in January and this whole Rise to One program that's happening now that's going to blend in perfectly to these incredible enhancements that are coming. But you've really built your business by validating the opportunity with the product. You don't really lead with the product, right? So we'll get to that, and then we'll let people ask questions. But um, could you just maybe just share what you got out of the convention? Because we're all kind of very high, not an artificial high like rah rah rah. We're very high because we know exactly what's coming, and we all got the booklet that has all the changes in it. What are your thoughts about what's going on right now before we get into how you built your business?
Okay, so you had one question that why I was succeeding or why I was going. So I want to answer that first, and I want to give the legacy what my father left inside of me. I saw the quote in the now in Cancun, legacy is not what you left for people, legacy is what you left in people. And I was thinking about my father. Um, I think I think is what I received my father after my passing physically is very small. But what I get from my father is when I was a child, when I was about 10 years old, kind of, I never forget the memory that we went to our garden. We had a lot of cherry trees, and then I was climbing to the cherry trees, and my mother was screaming far away, "Don't do it because you're gonna fall. Don't do it, you will fall." This is the mother nature of protection. And my father didn't react anything from distance. He came to me, and then he was holding my hand when I tried to climb. He was holding my hand, and he was whispering, "You can do it. Go for it. You can do it. Go for it." And then this memory is always stuck with me. So, and then many other stories where my father encouraged me from the positivity side, from the positive side, that why I can do it, where my mother always the protection of the mother nature is let's protect. And my father is let's take that extra little tiny risk and go for it because you can do it. So that the one is the mindset which I was always thinking myself why I'm growing faster, why I am growing better, why I am seeing a challenge as an excitement, why I'm seeing a problem as an excitement. I can solve this problem, I can go for it, I can fix this. So that's which is burned inside very deep down in my mindset. So if one message I can give out, if you have a grandchild, if you have maybe a child which is less than 7, and I think that's the most critical points when you have to educate the parents that every opportunity what you have to brainwash your child brain that you can do it. And whatever happens is never happens to you. It always happens for you. So whatever happens, take it as a lesson. Whatever happens to you, always think about the pen. Are you taking notes? Anything happens is always taking notes. And I learned better, I became stronger, and I come back again. So that's the mindset. I think one of the mindset what I learned from myself and I analyze myself. Maybe one reason is the mindset is that I can do this. I don't know clearly how, not yet, but I will figure out. But the bottom line in the core is if I decide something, and this is the second step, if I believe in this and my self-image to build my self-image that I can do this, then it's very difficult to imagine where is the limit. It's so difficult to imagine where I can limit myself, of course, with my own thoughts and the population of the earth, that's the limit, maybe, but maybe we can increase an extra because we can also always upsell. Instead of 6 bottles, we can have 8 bottles per month. So we can increase this. I don't know what is the limit. I don't really see this. So that's the second thing is that somehow I was lucky enough that my father was the right person, and that in the right time, very early, he was always telling me that I can do this, and whatever happens, he always helped me to do that. So he was stronger in influence than my mother. That was my luck because both of us influencing us all the time. So that was the first luck. And I know if you are older than 10, you can still wash your brain. But it's a lot of work and a lot of patience, but you need to do this. And with the previous company, I was listening to Brian Tracy for at least for 5 years, very super intensively, very intensively. So that was the second part. And then the third one, which I'm so grateful that I learned very quickly you can't do this business with average power or speed. If you want to do things, you have to do this extraordinary. If you want to have the extraordinary results, you have to do this extraordinarily. And then now, since the new launch, what we're going to have in January, now I was shaping of how I'm going to market of the different ranks. And then what I'm going to push for everybody, go for platinum, the first step. Whatever you start, doesn't matter who you are, you have to go platinum first, because platinum is generating enough income that you have all the stress going out from you. Platinum is the first. And then I see realistically between 6 months, and if you do it part-time, and if you do it like, if you fire away from the start line, maybe it takes 1 year, but between 6 months and 1 year is very realistic. Now, because of the new compensation or the new enhancements, then I see this and I set the goals for everybody 6 months platinum. You have to go from the start, from zero. But there's minimum requirements in order to achieve this. And then I give concrete numbers to the people I'm working with, that what is the concrete numbers, what you have to reach every single day, at least 5 days in a week. And the 5 days, I prefer 6 or 5 days, not 7 days, because you need one day when you completely switch off your brain from the business, when you completely have to recharge your brain, otherwise you burn out or your performance will drop down. I have people still proving me that I can do 7 days. If God had to stop on Sunday, who you are, you think you can do more than God. There is no way. But I give the freedom to anybody to test it and try it. And this has happened a couple of times with me as well, that when I was burned out. So it was a great lesson. So I'm not going to stop them. If they want, go for it. But I have to be very careful and be there when they burn out, because come back, it's a very, very tough, very hard to come back when you burn out. So that's the thing, is that there is a number, and it's a number. If the number is big enough, there is no way, if you do regular consultation with your active upline who is producing results. Let me repeat, if you do regular consultation, I would say weekly. If you do regular consultation with the active upline who is producing results today, there is no way you can fail in this. There is no way. There is so many different ways where you can grow your need list and you can approach new people. But I think is the higher the number, more painful, is more secure, that you definitely will hit, even if you don't have a great people skills. But if you regularly do the consultation, your coach can. But you need to really trust and believe in your coach. So you need to be ready to listen. Whatever is helping you to make the adjustments to grow your business, personality growth, speed, work ethic. So it's very, very important, very crucial mindset.
Zoltan, let me ask you a question with that. So what you just said is consulting with your upline, but you must, if you trust them, you must listen to what they're saying. Do you ever have situations where you're coaching people and they say, that's good, I'm going to do that, and then you see that they don't do it, and then you have the same conversation 3 months later, and they didn't really hear what you were saying? Does that ever happen to you?
Oh, many times. I have a lot of business partners. After 6 years, they are same story. I'm telling them the same story. After 6 years, they are knocking yes, 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 but they still don't do this. But actually, it's their life and their business. So that's fine with me. That's okay. That's
Right.
okay. But when I do consultation, it's really, I want to know if the person is really, really open-minded and really open his heart. So when something is not nice, they are still taking as a positive feedback instead of as a critic, as a negative critic. So we have to be very careful who I'm going to say and what I'm going to say and how I'm going to say. But the person really needs to be hungry to grow, hungry to learn. So they don't take it as a criticism, take it as a learning curve or learning lesson. So we have to have experience. Or once you get there, you will meet so many people, you do so many consultation, you will learn this by doing it, most likely. But you're never going to be perfect. I still make mistakes. But I thanks God, I quickly realize it, so I have to adjust. I do a lot of self-evaluation every Saturdays. I'm thinking the last week what I have done, what I can do better next week. I do this regularly. And then the last thoughts of why is the habit of doing things right now. That's the habit. I think that I'm very, very super strong with that. That anything happens, I will always try to find, is it crazy enough if I can do this right now? So I have to be careful with texting in the car. So I have to stop this. But voice recording, it's okay if it's a very, very slow traffic. But I have to get learn this not to text during driving. I'm improving with that. But outside of driving, everything else, I do things. If I can do right now, I go crazy and I'm doing it right now. I think one
And,
of the
and what's the reason? This is the procrastination problem?
procrastination is killing you big time.
Yeah.
Is big time.
Yeah. So
So
it's either making an invitation call to meet with somebody or doing a follow-up call or responding. You're like, let me do it right now.
if I can do, I have many, many examples. My business partners is calling on it, and they speak to each other. I'm in the living room. On it, they speak to the business partners, telling the story, what happened with that and that. They didn't even finish their conversation. I was with the phone with the other guy to fix that problem.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is how instantly I'm acting instantly if I can.
People will look at you and say, with the income that you're earning right now, and even ASEA is this big right now, why are you working this hard right now? I mean, I know we build this residual wealth that keeps coming, all the diamonds on here, Alan, Debbie, we worked really, really hard to get the plane off the ground to create the residual income. But why are you responding right now at Presidential Diamond? Why are you doing this so hard right now?
So So there are different levels of motivation. The first level, I had to run for my life. And I remember in Las Vegas, I was a new gold, I was a speaker. And then I started with the presentation. We did gold so fast because I had to run for my life, for my children's, for the bread, for to pay the mortgage, the rent, whatever. We have to do this. So that's a huge motivation. It's an unbelievable, huge motivation. But I was lucky enough to learn very quickly that doesn't matter how quickly you are climbing the ladder, the important where the ladder, the edge at the end of the ladder, which wall is facing. So I very quickly realized this, that the type of freedom and the type of income, there is no way I can get this from a traditional job or a traditional business, especially if I don't have millions of dollars inherited so I can invest big money with a different company. So I don't have the big capital to start a traditional business. So in that circumstances, I realized very quickly is the only chance I have is this business. There is no other chance. And then the other, like I did very, very heavy research, before when I sold my previous business and I find the new home, when I find this company, I was doing very heavy research. And thanks God, I realized very quickly this is so far away than any other company similar to that field. They are so far away. So it's a huge germ what this company is all together, not just the technology and the products and the management and the ownership, the history. The history is a unique selling point. How this company was born. It's an unbelievable story. Most companies start a business, let's make money. This company didn't start, let's make money. This company found something which is so unique, so special. And when they found the level of power, they found this is not belongs to us anymore. It belongs to the humanity. And that level of ethical and the moral reason why Vertis decided that going to bring this technology to the market and not going to sell it and not take the advantages, take the cash and secure the family, take that risk of age of 70, it's unbelievable. That story, it's a unique selling point. Everybody should know about this. This company was not born to make money. This company was born because helping people with something which everybody has a jaw-dropping result, especially medical professionals. I have a brand new team, 80 people sign up with the team, with the medical team, two medical doctors. They rejecting for 2 years. They rejecting this opportunity to 2 years. And one of the doctor had a bicycle accident and he was in pain. He was in big pain. And thanks God, the sponsor sent him a gold. And when he sent him the gold, the guy called back. Here we go. The guy called back. The gentleman called back. This is unbelievable. This works. This is unbelievable. They signed up in the last 80 days, sorry, last 90 days, they signed up 80 people, two doctors. They earned 20K in 90 days, in the first 90 days in business, 20,000 US dollars in the first
So
90 days.
so there's a lesson there, right? And we're going to get to questions. And Alan and Debbie, we'll let you guys ask the first two questions that people want to ask. The rest will go in the chat. But um, so the lesson there is that when someone says no, it really doesn't mean no. It means not now. And if you're there at the right time when they have a problem, and you can come in with the solution, whether it's somebody has some serious condition. The easiest one is when they have pain, right? I mean, that's the easiest one to do. But if you're there and you're following up and you swoop in, look what happens. Most people would have just said they're not interested and forgotten about it. Now they sign up and in 90 days they make $20,000 and they've got 80 people in their group and it could be an entire massive leg because you followed up. That's quite a lesson.
I think follow up has the most golden nuggets. The most golds are in the follow ups. I was counting my diamonds and I was start thinking about them, except one. One of my diamonds, this double diamond, Janusz said to me, yes, in 5 minutes. No presentation, nothing, just pick up the phone, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, signed up. And he said, oh, my wife gonna call me because never ever MLM again, never ever business again. He's going to kill me, but anyway, I'm going to sign up. So it's 5 minutes, except one, except this. With Judith, I follow up for 2 years. For 2 years, I followed up. 2 years, I can't remember how many times she said no. And I remember Orshi. Orshi said to me many, many times no. And then I remember Robert. Robert, at least 20, 30 times, he said no. At least 20, 30 times. So follow up is the most magical. And I was doing a strategy with someone and I said, we're going to go and we're going to go specific people. We're going to go for their specific problems and we're going to offer them a specific solution for their problems. And I'm telling the guy who I was doing this, can I tell you the future? Can I tell you what's going to happen? I tell you what's going to happen. From 100 people, 20 who's going to see what's happening. And then from 20, let's say 15 going to say no. 3 months later, we're going to give the same list to your downline, and your downline from another city, another person, going to approach the same people. She's going to say yes, she's going to get no again. The second and the third and the fourth person is going to all harvest all the previous people approach them. I just mark my words, this is going to happen. This is
Can you
unbelievable.
make me your fourth person?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. Yeah,
That's
so
brilliant,
follow-up
though.
is unbelievable powerful.
Well, that's social proof. It's proof. It's validation. It's the third, fourth time it's brought to somebody, That's great.
This could be something, if it's the fourth person is telling me, this could be something. And naturally, human beings just, oh, let's look at this.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you before we get to, if, number one, there's something else you want to say before we get to questions. The question that I wanted to ask you was really about these enhancements, these changes that the company has brought us, because I think Vertus and Tyler, I think they always thought that this company, based on the power of the product and the power of the culture of the people and the ethics, that was enough to take this company to $20 billion. That it was just the product was strong enough and the culture was strong enough and the heart. And that marketing and the IT, it was like they didn't need all that because it was strong enough. And now we see what they've done with Jeremy and with Wendy at corporate and what they're doing with the comp plan to show people how to make $1,000 in the first 90 days minimally and $500 a month on an ongoing basis. Because $500 a month that comes while you sleep keeps people in. They're not leaving. As I say, if there's something else you want to share before questions, but my question is, what are your thoughts about what's coming, and as far as urgency for people with this Rise to One program that to kind of lead right into those changes? And as Alan said it, and a lot of people said it, when you want to surf. I don't surf, I body surf, but when I'm going to the ocean this afternoon with my mother. We're driving to the beach. When I go in the ocean and I want to catch a wave and ride it in, you can't wait for the wave to come. It'll just go over you. You have to see it coming and start paddling to get into it. Then you have the enjoyment of riding. What are your thoughts about what they've announced to us diamonds and what's coming?
This is exactly how you described and Alan described. This is exactly that some people, not everybody, but some people will see this. It's much, much better to start pedaling now until January, because this promotion is exactly designed for pedaling. This is perfectly for pedaling, and they will match together with which is coming in January, all the pieces. So some people will sleep on it, some people will take action, and when in 6 months, when the new qualifications are coming and people are popping up, new qualification, most people, they look around and they see what's happening around us, then they're gonna hit their forehead. Oh my gosh, what's happening here? Then I have to. But it's much, much better to catch the waves right at the beginning when it will be launched. So it's much, much smarter. That's the best and smartest move, to start pedaling right now. And 90 days, full focus, no cousin, no dog, no neighbors, no chicken, no eggs. Nobody can take away when I say I'm sit down from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. This is what I'm doing, and nothing else, and nobody can take me out. The
Beautiful.
day when my father passed away, I was doing presentation. I just learned 2 hours before I was scheduled the meeting. I didn't cancel the meeting. Nobody knew that my father passed away 2 hours before, and I was doing the presentation. Nothing and nobody can stop me. If I decide the next 90 days, I will go no matter what. I have visitors when we were living in the UK. I had visitors came from Hungary, said, can we come to visit you? Anytime, my friend. They came, they sit down, have a coffee, have a tea. 7 p.m. I stood up. I'm very sorry, I have something to do. Enjoy your coffee. They stayed in the kitchen. I went to my room, locked the door. I was doing my meetings. Nothing and nobody can shake if I make this. This is a night a day, all in,
What
every day,
But what
5 6
drives
days a
you,
week.
what drives you to do that is your reason why. You have a why. And at first you said you were hungry, you were running for your life. You had to
Yes.
run to make money. You don't have
Sorry, I
that
didn't
problem
finish.
anymore. Yeah,
Yeah, sorry, I didn't finish
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. So the first level of motivation was saving the family, to give food for the children and for Annette, and to pay the rent when we were in the UK. So that was the first level. So when we start succeeding, my level is the competition with others. So I saw others growing. Oh, I can do this. I can do this better. It's so motivational when you go to a big meeting. You see somebody on stage, new gold, new platinum, new diamond, new triple diamond. Is it real? If he can do this, I can do. It's so powerful. So it's a big motivation driving you. I can do this. He is not better than me. She is not better than me. It's very powerful. So then the competition with others, and the next one is competition with myself.
Yeah.
Is I want to be better than yesterday, and I don't want to compete with nobody. I want to compete by myself. I can do this better and better and better. And the last one, which I don't think is the last one, I will relax. I will enjoy. I will do nothing, and my income will be the same or even more. It's so wonderful paradise. But after a certain amount of time, I start feeling it, that my inner Zoltan is telling to myself, if you don't do your job, those people who are praying for the solution, these people, they're not going to get it, because I'm lying in the bed and enjoying my freedom.
And
I feel bad. I
I
have to
feel
get out. I have to move, because I feel responsible. If I was lucky enough to meet with this opportunity, to meet with these people, It was so little tiny chance. I don't know how many thousands of companies like this out there, thousands of network marketing companies. But they're so lucky that I get this one. I have to pay back. There is no way I can lie home in the bed and doing nothing 24/7. I have to give back because people are suffering if I don't do my job. I have to do my job. But the last one is I love it. So
Yeah.
that's my adrenaline when the person said, because of this, I was able to buy my first car ever in my life, brand new.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love it. I
Yeah.
love it. That's
Yeah.
my adrenaline.
Well, we always say on our calls, I always say when I do a presentation, money is important, but it doesn't make you happy. It reduces stress, which is what your number one reason was to feed your family. And two, what you just said, you bought a new car, it gives you choices. Without money, you have stress and you don't have choices. And it's powerful. I'll just say this, the last thing I'll say, you're just an inspiration to all of us. We really appreciate you. You've shown what's possible, and you know, as I say, the company makes mistakes. They make honest mistakes. They didn't do. We've been asking for the things that they're doing now. They're doing it all now. Now we can all soar. But you've done it when it hasn't been as easy. It's kind of like salmon swimming upstream. But just want to tell you, I appreciate you very, very much. And um, I'm going to let Debbie ask a question first, Debbie, if you want to, and then Alan, if you want to, and then we'll put it open for the chat for people to put questions in the chat. Is that okay, Zoltan?
Yes, yes, definitely. And one more thing. If a company selling soap and hope can do billions, why ASEA cannot do 3 times more than them?
Hey, you know what? I looked up diclofenac gel, okay, which is under a brand, I don't want to say it, but a brand name starts with a VOL. It's a gel. And the market for that projected in 2030, I think, is 2.2 billion for that one product that's toxic, that says use it on your hands for arthritis in your elbow and your foot, but don't use it on your back, don't use it on your shoulder, don't use it on your hip. And people say, well, why can't I use it on my back or my shoulder? And the reason is it's toxic and it's a bigger surface area. The more you put on, the more it's going to damage your kidney and your liver and your cardiovascular system. And here we have something, and it says on the box, can take 10 days to work, can take 7 days to work. Don't use it for more than 21 days. Here, you go out and you put this on 10 people, and sometimes you use this one too, but in 10 people, in 10 minutes, 9 out of 10 people are going to want to buy it because they're like, that really, it worked. That's amazing. And you use that as a way to validate the opportunity, right? I mean, you're helping people, but you're validating there's an opportunity here.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Deb, you want to ask something?
Sure. And Zoltan, we all admire your consistency. You are an amazing person to look up to and to try to pattern yourself after. When you were following up with people, are you a visionary? Do you create the vision of this company and where it's going? Is that how you're following up with the people that you followed up with for years and years and years? Or are you telling them, what were you saying to them over and over?
Okay. Very, very good question. I hope I will answer this question, but I want to say something, which is a big trap for most of us, including me. Because the opportunity, it can help to anyone because of the technology should be mandatory for everyone. We are thinking big and we are hunting everyone. That's why it's not successful. So it's much, much more successful if I find a specific, that's the key word. I find a specific group of people and I find out that they have a specific problem. And for that specific groups of people, for their specific problems, I will offer a specific solution. So this
Okay.
is targeting. And the great thing is you can switch from the specific people to another specific people every 6 months, every 1 year. You can do this, no problem. But once you do, you have to look for specific people, not everybody, even if it's for everybody, but not for everybody. I specific people with a specific problem, with my specific offer, solution for their problem. So that's the one thing I wanted to say. So you asked the follow-up, that how I follow up with these people. I follow up with the people according to their specific people, their specific problem, according to my specific. This is how I follow up. So I follow up differently from a brand new university graduate who went to 10 interviews, job interviews, and still didn't find a dream job, and now he's struggling in McDonald's. I'm sorry for saying McDonald's, but you get my point. Whatever job they're taking, I'm talking and I'm following differently with them. So that person who has a business, an existing business with the existing clients, then I talk to them differently. If I know there is a surgeon who is doing plastic surgeon in Hungary, and they bought I don't know how many Renew 28. That's specific because he is a surgeon. And my good friend from childhood, he is going. What's the code of the doctor who is going to make the patient to sleep? What's the name of the doctor?
Anesthesiologist.
Thank you. So that's the guy, and he talked about this jail and they bought I don't know how many countless of jails. So that's a specific group, and the specific group has a specific problem, and then the solution is this jail for their problem. So to follow up is I need to know who is the specific person, and I need to know what is his or her specific problem. So I will follow up according to that. But it's very super easy to get countless of ideas. I go to ChatGPT. Before you use ChatGPT, this is what I recommend to you. If you don't subscribe, very soon when you start using it, it will ask you to subscribe. So sooner or later, you will have to have a pay $20. I don't know how much is it. When I start to ask questions from ChatGPT, business related, I was speaking to ChatGPT at least 30, 40 minutes. I speak to him and I told him who I am, what's my past, what's my strength, what's my weakness, what I'm going to do, who I'm going to serve, what's my problem, what I'm doing, why I want to do this. For 30, 40 minutes, I was just telling him who I am. After I did this, after I asked a specific question, I have this group of people. Most likely, this is their problems for these people, and this is my offer I want to offer them. I give 3 options, offer 1, offer 2, offer 3. And I tell them, I give them some information, but they didn't react yet. Give me 10 best tips how I should follow up. This guy speaks so good English. I'm far away, and ChatGPT is just giving me all the tips and all the ideas. When he's giving me, and I'm getting my ideas. When I see what he's telling me, I'm getting my ideas. And then it will go just spiral and just more and more ideas. So this is how I follow up. But the most powerful is so follow up. When people avoid you, people not answering you, you leave them alone. And you go back again after 1 month, after 3 months, you go back again. That's the most powerful. And timing is everything. When the right time, you go and you hit again that message, then it's bingo. I follow up until they block me or they say yes.
Yep.
If they don't say yes, because it's impossible that somebody says to me, Zoltan, I don't have more money I don't have more free space in my bank account. This is impossible. It's impossible. And the products, there is no person on earth who says, I don't want to live longer, I don't want to live healthier. This is impossible. So everybody should say yes, but they don't say yes because they didn't pay enough attention to me, so I couldn't influence them long enough. Once I influence them, nobody can say no to these products. We just have to earn their attention. We just have to earn that we can influence them. So the follow-up is according to who is the person and what's his most likely, what's his or her problem. And then I'm twisting the words around that problem and I'm showing them solution. People with similar problems, look at what happened to Joe. People with similar problems, look at what happened with Susanna. So I keep showing them, this is the new results, this is the new story, this is the new photo, this is the new, look at this, look at this. And then they either block me or either say, hey, let's sit down. That's the two options.
All right, awesome. Alan, you want to
Thank you.
ask Zoltan?
Well, this is like the genie coming out of the lamp. I only get one question, you
Go
know.
ahead, take your time. You ask
Um,
the questions you ask are probably questions that a lot of people are going to want the answer to anyway.
well, we've got you know, one of the superstars of ASEA here. Zoltan, first of all, thank you for your incredible inspirational leadership in this company. But also thank you for your friendship. I deeply, deeply appreciate it. Um, my favorite mantra is everything rises and falls on leadership. And I would say that my favorite affirmation is I am the leader that people are looking for. And I encourage big thinkers, big dreamers to really adopt that mantra, to start saying, I am the leader that people are looking for. Now, when you, maybe just to help people get a little perspective here, so you're obviously in Hungary, you speak Hungarian, English is not your first language, although your English is fantastic. Um, can you give some tips on how people rise up to become the leader? Like, what does that mean? You had to step into a market where, yes, you know, I made videos, Silverman made videos, others made videos, but they're in English, you know? You literally had to step in as the leader from day one into that market. You didn't have time to grow. You didn't have time to use other people's Hungarian tools or go to somebody else's Hungarian meeting. You literally had to step in day one and show up as the leader. And with that, there's another kind of part to that question I want people to be aware of. Hungary is not one of the wealthiest countries in Europe. Would you agree? You also have 20, is it 28% tax on the product? Is VAT 28% in Hungary? Okay. So if you're paying 9% in California and you're crying about it, the Hungarians are paying 28% tax on already a weak currency. So, kind of with this mindset, it's all tied into this leadership question of stepping into a market where your currency is weak, your taxes are high. People go, oh, well, the product's too expensive. How do you, can you just, like that whole topic of stepping in with your strength and your mindset of leadership? Just some tips to help people maybe raise their own game when it comes to leadership.
So regarding of the Hungarian market, is two opinion, and one opinion, what you just mentioned, that people are poor, the buying power is very weak, the average income is very small, the product is very expensive, so it's not a good market. I had this comment. I had a guy I just follow up yesterday, and he told me this product is too expensive. You cannot sell this in Hungary, and you cannot you can make business with Hungary. This product is too expensive, and the people are making too little money. So he saw that my WhatsApp is in Switzerland, so he saw it. So that was his comment. And I said, hey, Joe, we sold $35 million of these products, and more than half of my business is in Hungary. And then he said, okay, good luck. And then he just left. So that's the mindset of the country is poor. But the other argument is because of the country is poor, people are more hungry. So people are more looking for the opportunity, and both are true. So what I did, I start to go far away from the thoughts that the product is more very expensive and it's people cannot afford. So I went to the direction that this is the opportunity because the people are more hungry because they don't have enough income. So they will go more. More people will go. Okay, I have to look for something to make more money. And then I was hugging that thoughts, and I was going with that thoughts. So how to become a leader you want to follow? I think is the easiest way. You need to find someone you falling in love to. Doesn't matter one or woman, you falling in love with his or her leadership. So you need to look for it. But only you will look for it if you decide, I want to become better. I will become teachable. And no matter how much price I need to pay, I'm ready to pay the price to grow because absolutely true, leadership is everything. I've seen people had no leadership skills or very poor leadership skills, and they work super hard and they're ending up not great results. People skills, of course, is one of the leadership. And so many times when you have difficult situation, but when we are humble enough and we stay hungry enough for growth, for personal development, if we stay in that curve, then we will grow definitely. And you will always find someone who is better and more experienced and wiser than you. You just have to go and keep looking for, oh, what I can learn from this person. And you can learn a lot even from people who are not better than you, who are not wiser than you. You can look for always what I can learn from this person, even if he's not more educated or more successful. So if you brings this teachability with yourself very, very high, you always want to grow, and you attract people who are the same level with you or even more. You just build a relationship. This is how I found you. This is how I found David. This is how I found Tyler. This is how I found all of you who are in the diamond trip. All of you. I think nobody knows more than David or Sissa about the products, I think. So they have incredible knowledge. So I just look for all these people, what I can learn from them. Regarding with the diamond trip, I forget to finish that thought, that because of the new enhancement and what we will have in January, I changed the game. So it's no more diamonds, it's a shiny object. First step is the platinum, but after platinum, the next step is triple diamond. Not diamond, no double diamond, triple diamond. And the triple diamond is you have to get there before you take your first break, before you can have you are allowed to have a 1 week break, is triple diamond. Because if you hit triple diamond, most likely, like for all of us, most likely if your business goes down 1 level or 2 levels, you are there every diamond trip. And you as a diamond, when you qualify once, only once, you qualify diamond for your team and for everybody, you are having responsibilities as a diamond leader. In that case, if you are not qualifying for the diamond trip, your team is thinking behind you why he's not in the diamond trip, why she's not in diamond trip. So the number one responsibility, once you hit diamond, you cannot stop until triple, because if you are triple, most likely you're gonna be every single diamond trip. And you as a leader, it's your responsibility. You have to qualify for the diamond trip with all the other diamonds. That's the core of the whole organization. All these people, they are there. That's the crème de la crème. You need to be there to grow and to stay with them, to spend time with them. I always tell, Annette is not a big traveler, but she can't wait to go to Scotland because she needs to power up. She needs to charge her battery. And this is the only place with leaders, with like-minded people who are a great example for the whole team and whole organization. So first step is platinum. Second step is triple diamond. And after triple diamond is ambassador. And if you allow me to coach you, this is, I'm telling my team and it's recorded, hey, you, if you allow me to coach you and help you, if you give me permission, I will help you. And if you give me permission, I will bothering you, I will disturbing you every single week, every single month until you go ambassador. Because I want to make that 30, magic 31. I have to make the 31 by 2031. So I'm aiming for ambassadors. I produced none. Shame on me. So I became presidential by having none of that. But I know this is my mistake. I know this is my responsibility because most of the people are Hungarians. So in Hungary and in Europe, when you have the diamond rank, of course, there's a very, very good income and everybody had a break, and I didn't bother them and I didn't warn them. I didn't push them. As a coach, as a good coach, people do things what they don't want to do, but they do because you are a good coach. If they accept me as a coach, because not everybody accepts me. But it's my mistakes, but I let them to sleep, I let them to relax, I let them to enjoy the diamond rack. Not allowed. Triple diamond is the first enjoyment. After triple diamond, it's up to you if you want to step or not. but I keep that bothering you until ambassador. So I believe I can produce ambassadors because it's so focused, so intense. So I think I can do this better than focusing on diamonds. Too quickly, people go on a comfort zone.
So just real quickly, because people that were not at convention, what are you saying? What do you want by 2031, 31 what?
I want to produce 31 ambassadors in my
Mhm.
work organizations in 31 countries
Mhm.
by
Awesome.
2031. That's the goal. That's what we are aiming for. I have a big whiteboard I written down. I have here printed out.
There it is. Master plan. Write it down. You know,
We are aiming. We are aiming. Where are we going to be? I don't know. Maybe we'll double it. Maybe we'll half of it. But I need to make big impact. This company deserves. It's a company making billions, selling soap and hope. This company deserves. It's my responsibility to do anything I can. Make it in balance. So I go home sometimes for the children, for that as well. So I'm going to sleep here in my office for the next 6 years. So it's okay, but this company deserves, and I feel responsible. If I was lucky enough to get this, I have to do everything to make this company to the skies as much as I can.
You wrote it down, and it's interesting. Our team is starting a 90-day run. We just started it, and which is perfectly tied to the Rise to One program, which will be perfectly tied to what's coming in January. But one of the pages is a the process that we have, but one of the pages is something I want them to print. It says, well, two. One is a tomorrow to-do list. So they go to sleep at night with a list of things they are going to do tomorrow. So when they go to sleep, they don't have to wake up and say, what am I going to do? They go to sleep knowing what they're going to do. That's one. And the other is to print their why document. Why? What stresses in their lives do they want to go away by making money, and what joys do they want to have and choices do they have by making money? Print it and put it where they can see it, just like you have your master plan written right there, because it's in front of you, right? It keeps you on target.
It's in my big whiteboard as well, but here is I printed. So in
Yep.
the other room, I have a big whiteboard. It's written there, very, very detailed. And I'm adding new things on this, and I have a to-do list. But it's so powerful to do the to-do list the night before. You never go to sleep until you write down the five most important things you need to do to hit your goal. Platinum triple diamond ambassador is so
Beautiful.
powerful. Your brain is working at night, how you sleep, how you dream, how you analyze all the information, what happened to you and what you have written down, things to do for next day. So powerful. You must
Yep.
do the to-do list the night before you go to sleep.
Yes.
So crucial.
I told everybody print 14 of them right now and put the dates on there, and you have them printed, and every night you do it, and then you print your next set, and compile them.
And if you make mistakes, if it's not things not happening perfectly, don't get discouraged. Just keep practicing,
Yep.
because none of the most beautiful dancers in the world start dancing where they are doing right now. Doesn't matter it's a guitarist or pianist or whatever profession. Everybody started by making a lot of mistakes and struggling big time. The only thing is that they have a deep desire inside deep in their heart that they want to become who they became, because a lot of practice, a lot of practice. So don't worry if you are not good. You can just keep practicing.
By the way, I'm gonna start we've got about what 5, 6 minutes. We're gonna try to do some quick answers to questions that people are putting in. But I do want to state that I found out that all the trainings that we did, that Alan did, you did, Danielle did, the company did record those at convention. There was rumors that they didn't. They did, and they're editing them, and they're going to come out next week sometime. But what yours on ownership was very powerful, so I recommend everybody watch for that and watch those trainings. They were really good. So one question is, Janelle said, how did you get clients and associates in the very beginning? You said you have presentations. Where do you do these presentations?
So I don't want to answer how I get my clients at the very beginning because it was too long ago. Luckily, I didn't have a list because I burned all my lists. And the reason I burned all my lists, because the company I sold, I had a business, a network marketing business, I sold it. So all my customers, all my business partners, because I sold it, I had to leave it there. So when I left and I came here, I didn't have nobody to call because everybody was in the previous company. So I was the only chance I had to call people who said no to me and they were not involved in the previous company. So that was the first list. But I want to add what I did just right now with my team. And then I can send this to you, Dave, or Ellen. I can send this, is how to download from your phone. It doesn't matter it's Apple or Android, how to download all the contacts you have on your phone in 10 seconds, how to do it. So if you ask ChatGPT, it's going to give you all the steps, what to do, where to click, what to press. And you download all your contacts. And after you had in Apple VFR file, then you give to ChatGPT, if it's a paid version, and to put it in Excel in 2 seconds. So you have an Excel table, all the numbers in your phone in an Excel table. And what we experienced in the past when somebody started the business, what the sponsor said, it was fear to ask and said, hey, write down the best 50 names, what you have in the list, the people who most likely want to do a business. Write down 100 names, make a list, write it down. And what happens? Usually, nothing happened usually. Unless the sponsor sit down with the person and one by one, like in the kindergarten, write down the names by hand. So that's a hard work and a very slow process. But with this, when I'm on Zoom and then the person is in another country, on the Zoom, I say, pick up the phone, click here, click here, click here. I send all what to click, download the documents, this is it. So now usually I have 1,000, 2,000 names, every person on the phone. So once we have the name, you go with the list and you delete everybody who is already in ASEA. So that's the first things. And then, but even if you don't delete, there are a lot of business partners who are not active, so you could ask referrals. You can go through their friends list, for example, on Facebook, so you can do this. But let's do the other ones. Everybody who is 6 years in the business or more, everybody has always contacts in their contact list. They didn't contact them yet, or they contact once 6 years ago. And where is the biggest golden nuggets? When you follow up. My most diamonds said no to me years, 10, 20, Robert, 30 times. They said no to me. So then it's good time to follow up. So once you have the list, you will have people you didn't speak to 2, 3, 4, 5 years. To call them or text them, that it's a little bit strange to offer them business. So what I do is find all the people, you know they know you, remember their name and your face. Go and try to find them on social media and find a story what they just shared recently. Story which is important to them. Family holiday, bought a new car, his children was graduated from the university. Find a story which was recent and go and comment and send them the message and congratulate and give the compliment and ask questions, sincerely interest to other people, which is important to them. If you see a guy who's catching a big fish, ask them, where did you fishing? Which lake? What did you use? Ask them anything which is related to them. So start this conversation. And the rule is give 3 times until you ask once. 3 times you give attention. You give your attention to them 3 times. So this way you can warm up the relationship. It's a slow process. So you cannot offer them 2 days later. It's a slow process, but to warm up the relationship is important to warming up. So 3 times you have a conversation about them, about their story, either until they ask you back about you. Then you have to tell the story what you do. And then if they don't do, you wait another week, and 1 week later, when you have good relationships, start chatting with the old friend, and then a week later, then you say, I need your help. And you never give offer to your friends. You always ask them to give a referral. Do you know someone who would be really hungry to start an online business? I'm working with the coach. I'm working with the guy in Florida, mega successful. He's brilliant, produce people to make them financially free. He helped a lot of people to become financially free from zero. I'm working with the guy. I was able to convince him to take me under his wing. My first thing, I need to get 5 reviews, 5 referrals, 5 people giving me a good comment. So I will work for you very hard. Sorry, not for you. I will work the person who would be interested to open an online business. I will very happy to work. And I go and work with them until they make the first $500 profit, pure profit. And I don't need any payment for my service. Do you know somebody you think would be hungry enough to start an online business?
What
That's
you
the
just
question.
said, people say I run out of people and so forth, and they tend to throw everything at them. They don't do what you're doing, right? You said 3 times first about them. And what you just said, if people did not really understand exactly what he said right there, I really recommend going back and listening to what he said right there. That is very, 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 very powerful, Zoltan. And we've talked about that before. All of this has been very powerful. We said we were going to go for 1 hour. I'm sorry that we didn't get more of these questions answered. I think you answered most of the questions. Is there anything you want to add before we go?
Yes, one more tip. So one more tip, how you can find people. If you want to build a business from the business opportunities to side, you need to find people who are looking for business opportunity. So how you do this? You go TikTok, you go Instagram, you go Facebook, and you put the keywords. Think about the keywords. Think about the hashtags. Those people who are suffering, they are in pain. They are panicking because the finances, what keywords they are searching on the internet. So you put those keywords on the search bar and you're looking for all the accounts, all the Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok accounts. They are talking about this topic. Where you find these keywords, you found that videos. There are countless of people, they are offering business opportunity, scam, do this, do that, online, e-com, affiliate, you name it. Big games, start an AI business, I will teach you. Look at my PDF, how you can start so easy, so fast, you can make a lot of money. People clicking there and they are commenting there. Because this is what most videos are doing. Hey, comment 10K. I send you the PDF how to make 10K with AI. So you find this account and you find countless of people. They are commenting 10K, 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 10K. You take your cruiser, you put your cruiser to the name who commented 10K. They are looking for opportunity how to make 10K. You put your cruiser, don't click. You put your cruiser, then a little pop-up window comes up and you see their face, you see their age, their profile, and you spend 30 seconds decide. You go, you continue, or you stop there and you open a new tag. So you go and you dig deeper. So if I see the guy from Nigeria, 18 years old, I just close the window and I go to the next. Because the guy from Nigeria who is 18 years old, not my target audience. So I go to the next, I go to the next. So I'm looking for people I am in 30 seconds I'm resonating with. I open the new, I copy the URL, I put it in an Excel table, and then I look for stories, what they shared, and I start commenting and complimenting until they click 3 times. Until they click like, or they reply back to my comment, I like it. So once they replied or they give any message that, yes, I saw your comment, then I send them a direct message. Maximum 50 a day. You cannot do more because they block you. So 50 a day, and don't do in one go the 50. So do 10 in 1 hour, or 20 in 1 hour, have a 1 hour break and do another 10, another 20 later. So then you send a message, hey Joe, I saw your comment on this profile, you commented 10K. I assuming, are you looking for an opportunity to make it 10K? Can I ask what's your why? That's it. And you do this every day, you do a lot. If you do a lot of numbers, there is no way you're not going to find nobody. There's no way you're not going to find nobody who is hungry enough, humble enough, and see the vision of this company.
So do you recommend when people start their business, they do that, or you recommend they go for their warm market first?
First is this.
Yeah,
First is
warm
this.
market. Yeah.
Because if you don't this, you don't earn experience So when you sign up a new guy, how are you gonna teach the new guy to do this if you didn't do this? I did it. I just translated my Excel table. I have names. I know I didn't contact them. I have this, but I have to do this because how is going to be duplicated? That's the first thing. So don't do anything else until you finish all the list and you contact everybody.
Yep. Awesome. Well, Zoltan, thank you so much for doing this, and Alan and Debbie and everybody. We recorded this. This is going to be for everybody. I'll make a Vimeo. I'll make a YouTube out of it, and I know a lot of your team is on here as well. And Debbie and Alan and I and everybody here really, really appreciate you, not just for what you've done and what you've shown is possible in your knowledge, just everything. Being with you is a joy. Being with you on the diamond trips when we were sitting in Monaco together, and Paris and Dubai and everywhere we go, it's a joy. And like you said, those diamond trips are priceless. You're with, you said, creme de la creme. I mean, everybody has potential. Every single person that we bring into a sea has potential, but will they do what's necessary to get there? And it's nice to be with good people who have done it also. And I know Alan and Debbie and you feel like we're really at the very beginning of this, even though the company's 15 years old. We haven't even begun to scratch the surface, and we're going to ride this together. I mean, I'm a bit older than you. How old are you, Zoltan?
53.
So yeah, so I've got you by I'll be 65 in about 2 weeks. But hopefully I'll be riding this wave to you till I'm 100 and you're 90. So
Thank
thanks.
you
Alan,
very much.
Debbie, anything you want to say at the end?
No, just great nuggets of wisdom. I love it. Thank you so much, Zoltan, for your leadership.
Yes, thank you very much.
I'm gonna
you.
I'm gonna take us off. Hold on, I'm gonna take us off of I'm gonna let everybody have a chance to say goodbye. Give me and thank you. Hold on 1 second. Let me remove all the spotlights here and let people unmute if they want to. Give me a second here. Okay, now everybody can unmute and say thank you, goodbye in any language you want.
Thank you,
Thank
Zoltan.
you.
Thank
Zoltan.
you.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much.
Bye.
Bye.
Zoltan was so nice.
Zoltan,
That was
Zoltan.
awesome.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Zoltan.
So much
Thank
love.
you so much
Thank
good
you.
advice. Thank you.
Salamat,
Excellent.
Sultan.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
everybody. Evelyn, thank you for inviting me.
Amazing.
Happy birthday,
Gracias,
Lourdes.
muchas
you.
gracias, muchas gracias.
Köszönjük szépen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zoltan.
Thank you, Zoltan.
Have a great day, everybody.